Michael Eisner had a very good attitude about it. He said, as long as you guys deliver us a hit every year, we don't mind you taking chances and having a number of pilots that don't work. So I thought that was a great lesson because instead of trying to get everything to be sort of homogenized, we were given the freedom to take a lot of chances. And, you know, a show like Mork and Mindy, Marcy and I went to see Robin Williams, and he was this very brilliant but unleashed kind of stand-up comic. He wouldn't have worked as a dad. And we talked to Gary Marshall, who was doing Happy Days at the time, about is there some way that you can come up with some format for Robin? And he did an episode where Robin was a Martian, somebody from called the planet Orc. And what happened is our development that year was sort of there wasn't a huge hit in the crop, but we kept coming back to the fact that somehow or another some idea with Robin Williams would work. And we had made this pilot called Sister Terry with Pam Dauber, which wasn't a very good pilot, but we showed Gary the pilot of Sister Terry and said, what about if she is some sort of earthling and they have some sort of nice romantic relationship? And we actually edited her pilot together with his footage from Happy Days and made it into a presentation and showed it to the program board, and nobody understood it. There's kind of a story I tell, which was that we said to Gary, this project isn't going anywhere because the only people who think that Robin Williams is great are Marcy and me. So Marcy and I set up a conference call between Gary Marshall in California and the programming board in New York, which Fred Pierce ran. And we said, okay, Gary, you ready to sell this? Because you're a better salesman than we are. We're having trouble. And Fred Pierce called him up, and he had a lot of respect for Gary. But he said, Gary, I have to say, nobody gets this show except for Marcy and Tom. It seems to us it's like a one-joke show. And Gary said, well, it is a one-joke show. And so my heart sank. He said, but Three's Company is half a joke, Fred. And then Fred laughed, and the show was sold based on the fact that he actually had a point that Three's Company was sort of a thin idea. And because he made Fred Pierce laugh, the show got on the air. Because nothing that we had done was making any movement. But once he said that, sort of Fred gave us the go-ahead.